just going to do a quick introduction. Thank you for coming. We're putting on the Professional Development Workshop. This is a second piece. There was a candidate briefing that occurred earlier, and so this is part two. This is Terry and Jed. Terry's with SkillWorks, and I'm sorry, Jed, you work with Terry? An accomplice.
He's a private consultant.
Accomplice. So welcome everybody. Thank you for attending. And the one thing I'd point out is I have a roster here. Please sign in, and that's about it. So with that, I'll leave it to you all.
All right, great. Well, welcome everybody. And I'm Terry Kerwood with SkillWorks, and Jed is a private consultant. And I've got about 17 years in building competency models for different organizations and running promotional tests. And one of the gifts that I've been given as a result of that is the opportunity to listen to multiple departments and everything from hospitals to manufacturers to law enforcement and police and fire agencies about what is important to them as an organization and what is important to them as it relates to specific positions as people want to promote or get hired. And it's been an amazing experience, and there are a lot of common themes. It doesn't matter whether it's hospitals or manufacturing or churches or police and fire. There are some things in common. And some years ago, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, Jed originally was one of my clients, and with the city of Kent, Washington, and he'll give a little background on himself. But I had the opportunity to work with him, and over the years, as we worked together and learned more about what he did, and he was in human resources for years as well as the fire service, we learned that there were some things that we found out about what leads to high performance in the workplace, and how those things are defined and how to put them into practice. And between us, we've seen thousands, literally thousands of interviews, and we've seen how candidates succeed and how they don't, and why people succeed in the workplace and why they don't. And we wrote it in the book that's on your table, and if you don't open it yet, because there's some stuff in there and we want to do it in order, but we wrote the book together, and the title's Interviewing, but it's really much more about more than that. It's about professional development and leadership, and the things that we'll show you today, I think, are going to feed into that. And Jed, you want to just tell them a little bit about your background?
37 years in public safety, 12 in the fire service. I retired as the assistant fire chief. I was in that role for 12 years, and I retired in 1999, retired for 2 whole weeks, and went to work as a HR manager, where I coordinated all the hiring and promoting for the entire city, police, fire, public works, parks. That's where Terry and our paths crossed, and the rest is history.
So we want to thank everybody for being here, and we know it's a full day, and we're going to give you a ton of stuff, but we're going to try to keep it moving, try to be as entertaining as 2 older guys can be. But we want to start with this. In everything that we do, again, my whole career is about listening to what the needs and issues are for the people that I'm trying to serve. And so in front of you, it kind of spread out, there are large sticky notes, right? And everybody should have a Sharpie or some sort of big pen kind of a thing there. Grab a Sharpie and grab a sticky note, and we're going to start by hearing what's important to you. So why did you come here? Now, make the letters big, because we want to be able to see them from kind of far away. And again, you know, my glasses are not, they're good, but they're not great. So I should try to make them as big as you can. But what is your objective today? You know, tell us what you want to achieve by being here. What is it that you would like to take away, or why are you here? You know, what's the big reason why you're here? Just write it down, make it so everybody can see it, and give us your objective for the day. What do you want to learn, take away? What do you want to know? What do you want to get? You know, anything like that. And we'll start with mapping that out. And Jed will gather them, and I'll put them up on the whiteboard up here as you're done. Just hold them up when you're done. I'll grab them. Anybody over here done yet? Okay. Here, Jed. Is that it? All right, so we've got, just to go through these really quick, building rapport, or how to build rapport, concepts of leadership, how to build the best teams. I guess this become more marketable as an employee, ability to promote, and confidence in the promoting process, bring home more tools for future promotional opportunities, learn more about the promotional process, better prepare for myself for supervisor role, practical experience in interviewing, common mistakes made, leadership and management skills, skill sets to be a successful work as a team, effective leader, promotional process framework, expectations of leadership, gain new skills for the promotional process, interviewing, essay, new insight in leadership, develop leadership skills, tips on interviewing, transfer strengths to other performance, effective leader, obtain information to help the promotional process, improve testing skills, skills to improve performance, long-term career planning, learn skills to interview and overcome nerves while interviewing, promotion and improve interview skills. Excellent. Those are all, I think they're all very much in line with what we want to deliver today. And again, over the years, we've observed a lot, and our objectives for this are to address a lot of those issues, and we'll bring you sets of tools to do that. So if you open the book, go to the cardboard, just flip open at the cardboard, and there should be a packet right behind that, right behind the cardboard. And on the top page, and I don't have the books, I don't have my handouts in front of me. I just did the briefing, and I'm still a little spinning from that, so bear with me for a second. So when Jed and I did our work together, and we sat down and we mapped out scores of things that we've done and looked at, and we boiled down performance into three principles. The principle of purpose, the principle of preparation and process, and the principle of practice. So today, as part of our agenda, everything we do will kind of feed into these things. We believe that there's a direct correlation between high performance and constructively acting on your values-based passions, right? And the purpose is, why are you working? Why are you even here? Why do you want to promote? I've seen people that want to promote, and they get up there and then they have no passion. They have no fuel to really fire them up in that higher level position. I've actually seen people who got promoted and then asked to go back down because they didn't understand what was happening at the next level. They didn't really understand what they were getting into, right? So I've seen that happen. But if you have passion and you have fuel, then the likelihood of you doing better at that next level is going to go up, right? The principle of preparation and process. How many of you here, what do you need on every call? if you're not sworn, then it's kind of the same thing for everything you do. But for those of you who are like on call or you're sworn, what do you need for every call you go on? What do you need?
Where am I going?
Where are you going? So you need a destination, right? What else do you need?
What's going on?
What's going on? So you need a purpose, right? You need to know what your purpose is. What else do you need?
Way to get there.
A way to get there. You need a vehicle, right? You need a vehicle. What else? Well, just to throw it out, you need tools and the training. So, you wouldn't take, someone, if you were an FTO and it was the training's the first day on the job, you wouldn't send them out on their own to go somewhere unless they had tools and training and they had all they needed, the gear and everything they needed to do that job well. So for every call, you need a purpose. You need the tools and the training. You need the vehicle, and you need to know what the destination is, right? So that's what we're trying to do here today. We will give you information about how do you know yourself, right? How do you really learn who you are and what your passion, part of what your passion or what your values are. We'll look at that. We're going to look at how do you know yourself on terms that your employer wants to know you. So it's not just about you. It's about looking at yourself through their perspective as well. And then we'll talk about how to know your employer and really how to dig into that and unpack that. And then the other place that we've seen a lot of people who are really high performers in their organizations, one thing they all have in common is they're good communicators. And they know how to bring the best out of people. They know how to communicate in ways that inspire people. We're going to talk a lot about communication today. That's an important
I
thing.
have one more thing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put the car in reverse for a second when I was talking about what you needed to go on a call. So, and I'll try to tie this together. So, how many of you have ever been dispatched to the wrong address? It's never happened. Oh, it has happened. How many of you, when you're dispatched for a call, when you arrive, the call is different than you originally dispatched to? How many of you have been dispatched to a call that you got there to what you were dispatched to help mitigate, and the string of events changed it? You went from a domestic violence call to a hostage situation. Have you ever been to a call that's escalated or changed? All right? And how do you deal with that? You just deal with it, right? You just deal with it, you think on your feet, and you're flexible, you're creative problem solvers. That's what we're looking for. And let me give you an example, and I'll tie this back to where we want to get to. So I don't have a police example, sorry. And I would have no credibility if I gave you a police example. So many years ago, I was dispatched to a call with daylight basement filling with sewage, okay? Street level was up here, daylight basement down here, and their daylight basement was backing up. So the homeowner factor is going to be helpful. He removed the toilet bowl off the wax ring. So all that did was create a bigger avenue, less obstacle for everything to back up. So that's something we're not trained to do. We don't have the information, the tools, there's no shut-off valve or anything. So my partner and I, we quickly realized we got to reduce this pressure in here so we just have time to think. So really quickly, we saw a tennis ball, and we grabbed a tennis ball and we stuck it in the toe of an air splint. We jammed it down the hole, and then he got to blow up the air splint. And it slowed the flow of raw sewage into the daylight basement, but it was still leaking. Okay, it was still coming up. And we had just gone to a hazardous materials class, and we discovered, we were taught about this chemical called PB35, and it's a super sealant. They use it on sealant tank cars and that. So we poured the PB35 around the edge of the of the air splint. All right, and it sealed it a little bit better. But the problem we're facing is the pressure from the sewer system was greater than the ambient pressure in the room. So we had to create something that would equal the pressure. So we're looking on, quickly grabbed a half burnout log out of the fireplace, took the log, stuck it on top of the air splint, and sat down on it. It stopped the flow, and now we had time to think. Okay? Now,
You guys have to do that too, all the time. You're all creative problem solvers in your current job. Something happens to us when we get to a test, okay? And we think, the tests that Terry has put together and the departments have put together, and I'm not involved with any of that, is a simulation of what you do. It's not a replication. You're not going to have all of the information. Okay, things aren't going to be just crystal clear as to what you do. And yet some of us fight that in a testing process. We resist it, we push back. If you approach that just like you approach your job of being dispatched to the wrong, getting misinformation, having to be creative, think on your feet, then you're going to do just great in it. But don't fight the process. If you walk in with that, it's liberating. It's liberating. Then you can just be yourself. And you guys are good at what you do. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. That's a great point, and as Jed said, sometimes the job can stink, but if you sit on it long enough, it'll seal itself right up. But how did they get to the point, right, where they could be creative? There was a Louis Pasteur, who invented all kinds of stuff, and a great scientist, said that luck favors the prepared mind, right? Luck favors the prepared mind. Jed and his partner didn't go into that call and expect that to happen, but they had prepared, they had drilled, they had done all of that. And a lot of people, when they think of whether you're making a presentation to your boss, or you're interviewing, or you go in, if you don't go in prepared, it's just like being on a call and you're not prepared, and you can't be creative. The creative people are always ready because they've practiced and they've prepared and they anticipate well. So today, that's what we're going to do, a little bit of that. Hopefully it won't smell as bad as that call did, but we're going to try and give you the tools to practice and prepare, and you'll learn about communication styles, where part of our book, and it's geared toward people who are process oriented, and there's a lot of process in there. Other people find it hard to do some of the process oriented things, but we want to encourage you to get out of your style a little bit today and push yourself in different directions. But those are the principles of performance that we have learned about, and we believe are essential if you're going to move to the next level in your organization, and to help others know, that sense of purpose. If you have an employee and you're trying to lead them somewhere, help them find their purpose and what their passions are, and then help them prepare and do the process. Now we're going to do a little exercise, and we didn't have quite enough chairs to fill in every other chair in the room, but what we want to do is every other person to come around to the inside of the table. Come around to the inside of the table.
So you're
and
sitting directly across from
bring a
somebody.
chair, maybe.
Do you want more chairs?
Huh?
Do you want
Well,
more
they're
chairs?
using them today, so we couldn't do that. But just this is your exercise program. Maybe some of the bigger gentlemen could come inside and grab. So every other chair. So like you'll come inside, 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 and spread out so you're facing the person across from you. Now, where did I leave off? So were you inside? So leave me inside. Oh, he's inside. Okay, you're inside. Inside. Yeah, just figure it out. And I think we have an odd number of people. We don't have odd people. Well, we do have odd people. I'm one of them. I'm an odd person, but I'm not. I'm always odd. But we're going to have one person that does not. So I thought we had an uneven number. I counted. Oh, she left. Does everybody have? So spread out too, so that you're not right next to people. Just slide your chairs down so that you have as much space in between you. And let's see. You'd want to match up with him. So you don't have anybody right now. You're all by yourself. Do you think that other lady's coming back?
Yeah, she's coming back.
Okay, so what, So what I want to do is I'll put you 2-on-1s here. So you're going to be on, come over to that seat right now for a second. So don't turn this over just yet until everybody's ready. We're just going to do a little warm-up exercise here. And face, kind of pull face to face. Right, so you're right across from one. You've got to battle two of them. Your odds are stacked. There you go. Don't look at it. Let's see, you're with him. Do you guys have enough space? Ted's a faster passer-outer than I am. Do you have somebody across from you? Oh, okay.
She scared her, or him.
And that's for you. Okay, everybody's back? Everybody's ready? All right, so when I give you the signal, I want you to turn your paper over. Don't show it to your opponent, okay? Don't show it. Don't show it to your opponent. Can you guys help me out? Just slide down a little bit so these guys can slide down just a little bit and pull that chair out and just kind of give yourself some space. Because this is a one-on-one battle here. Okay, we're battling one-on-one. So don't read yet. That's not fair. No, I didn't. I said I said you'll turn it over in a minute. Did I say that? Did I misspeak? I might have. So when I tell you, I want you to turn it over. Okay, don't show it to your opponent. And I want you to read your instructions. And let's see, we're giving you 3 minutes. So you'll have a total of 3 minutes to win your case, to win your position. All right. So as soon as you've read your instructions, turn it back over for the moment. That way, whenever we know you're ready to start, when everybody's turned their paper over. So don't tell your opponent. Read it, turn it back over, and then we'll start the timer as soon as you've turned your paper. Everybody's turned the paper back over. All right, ready? So go ahead and read your instructions, but don't speak about it or share it with your opponent. Just about to turn it, because I changed the order a little bit, but that was my fault. I didn't tell you what I was doing. That's what I do, you know. I replan at night when I'm thinking, when I'm sleeping.
Okay, so we're there, right? We'll debrief it, and then, cool, got it.
We'll do FEMA next, so that they have that already, right? It's already up.
Yep.
So I got to get that out. FEMA handout that I used to teach with. Right.
choice.
Okay, don't talk about it yet. Got a couple more minutes here. Everybody's done. Is everybody ready? Who's just a couple more minutes? You guys ready? Just about. Okay, so let's, are you ready? All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 minutes to win your case. Are you ready? Go. One-on-one. You have no, what happened to your partner? 3 minutes. I'll give you an extra 2 seconds.